on how to monitor Chris's breathing and that he should be home here in the next 2 months.
We're still waiting to learn why a man jumped out of his car on the Beltway and then was killed by a tractor trailer. This happened last night near the exit for Route 40 on the outer loop of 695. Police say a car hit another car on the on-ramp from Security Boulevard, but then kept driving onto the Beltway. The driver then jumped out of his car, and that's when he was hit by a truck. The driver hasn't been identified. Part of the Beltway was shut down for hours while police investigated. So, Lauren, how is that part of 695 looking right now?
Well, no delays right now on the west side of 695. You won't have any difficulty making your way from Pikesville to Security Boulevard and down to Route 40. 695 also clear crossing the Key Bridge and heading up to Parkville. The speed check into Baltimore City looks good. No delays on the Jones Falls Expressway into downtown. Drive times show no problems getting through the Harbor Tunnel. 95 also clear from Harford County and Howard County into the city. Interstate 70 clear through Ellicott City. There are some trouble spots in Anne Arundel County. Down wires shut down Oakwood Road at Elevation Road in Glen Burnie. There's also a crash I'm monitoring in Crofton on Route 424 at Old Post Road. Now for Check the Forecast, here's Lynette.
All right, Lauren, we'll start you out with a check of the headlines this morning because we do have the heat and the humidity out there for today, but it's the last day, so we will finally break that heat wave tomorrow. The heat indices today up to about 102, 103 once again, and we do have the potential for a few pop-up showers, thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon. Starting the day off with a little bit of patchy fog as well. Temperatures are in the upper 70s in most spots this morning. The satellite and radar not going to be picking up on a whole lot for today, especially this morning. We will have a mix of sun and clouds, but once again, the pop-up storms in the afternoon, and some of those could be strong to severe. As the kids head out to the bus stop this morning, it is going to be nasty out there. Megan Knight, Christian.
All right, thanks, Lynette. Well, the podcast Serial is coming back for now a third season.
This time it's going to talk about crime and punishment in the city of Cleveland. Serial became extremely popular after that first season came out in 2014, covering the murder of Heyman Lee, a high school student from Woodlawn, and the trial of her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Syed. Season 2 was about a whole different topic, and now Season 3 is going to drop on September the 20th. A lot of people are wondering if they'll ever go back and do more on the Adnan Syed story.
Yeah.
Not so far.
I feel like Season 2 wasn't as popular, nearly as popular as the first season.
Interesting to see what this one is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Baltimore Institution is shutting its doors for good.
Yeah, we're going to talk about why the fudgery is going to end the desserts and the singing as well. Plus, a news station. This is a story that hits close to home here. News station in the middle of the story when a truck crashes into the building. Police say it was not an accident.
And rescue crews are searching for survivors after an earthquake and landslides bury several homes. This as what's left of Tropical Storm Gordon continues to drench parts of the U.S.
Welcome back in. It is 6:13. Some top stories for you this morning. Gordon now officially downgraded to a tropical depression. The strong storm, though, being blamed for at least one death. It was in Pensacola, Florida. A child died when a tree fell on top of a mobile home. Now, flooding still a major concern because of all the rain still in the forecast. More than 2,000 homes and businesses are still without power as of last night. And at least 4 people have been killed after a large earthquake struck Japan's island of Hokkaido. The quake triggered landslides. The local government there is fearing that more than 30 people could be buried, so the death toll could go up. Close to 300 have been injured. It's been a tough summer in Japan. People have been enduring typhoons, floods, that earthquake now, heat waves, and now potential for more landslides.
Well, more than 100 passengers and crew members who got sick on a flight from Dubai are now recovering this morning. Federal officials showed up to check out the plane that landed at JFK Airport in New York yesterday. The CDC says 11 people were taken to the hospital for treatment. Health officials in New York say the symptoms appear to be flu-related. All the passengers who were screened were able to continue on with their trips. Also on that flight, 90s rapper Vanilla Ice. He was tweeting about it along with 500 people. He says he was on the top plane. I guess it was a double-decker, so it was mostly people on the bottom of the plane that appeared to have been sickened. Well, a man has been arrested after he intentionally rammed a truck into a TV station in Dallas yesterday morning several times. This happened at the Fox affiliate there. Police don't believe the man was directly targeting the media, but his motive remains unclear. No one inside the building was hurt. Police say 34-year-old Michael Fry also placed a bag from his car near the building. The bomb squad was called in. They didn't find anything suspicious there.
Is that him? The guy that ran the truck into the
Michael
building?
Fry.
Wow.
So, there you go.
Scary.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here in Baltimore, Inner Harbor Institution is making sweet memories now for a couple decades, getting ready to say goodbye.
Time's up. WMIR 2 News' Mark Roper joins us live outside the Fudgery to explain why they're closing. Mark.
Good morning. The Fudgery has called a Light Street Pavilion here at Harbor Place home for the last 33 years. It's a place where you could get some homemade fudge as well as be entertained in the process. And that's because the Fudgery was known as much for its sweet treats as for its singing employees. But this Sunday, the candy makers will put on their final performance. The Fudgery first opened back in 1985. 5 years later, after Harbor Place first opened, its heydays at the Inner Harbor are now over, though, as the company's founder and CEO, A.C. Marshall, says there just aren't enough customers here anymore to make a profit. Harbor Place was the brainchild of the late developer James Rouse and former Mayor Donald Schaefer. Marshall thanks them for their vision and efforts that led them to the rebirth of the Inner Harbor. And if you've ever been to the Fudgery, you know it was known as much for its singing fudge makers. And since the Fudgery is inviting back its past employees to come back and sing along one last time, some are wondering if we might see some of its most famous employees, Drew Hill and Cisco, coming here for one final performance. We're live here at the Inner Harbor. Mark Roper, WMAR2 News.
I think that could be fun.
That would be quite the sight if it happens on Sunday. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, grocery shopping in Baltimore just got a little bit easier.
Okay, so they got another grocery store in the delivery business. Wise Markets kicking off the online grocery delivery service today. The chain's owner partnering with the company that Ashley loves to say, Shipt. Shipt. Shipt is going to work with Wise to launch same-day delivery in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Baltimore is one of the cities where those Shipt deliveries will be available.
Better you than me. A warning for Toyota drivers. The automaker is recalling nearly 200,000 hybrid cars because they could catch fire. The recall is for Prius plug-in hybrid, and CHR SUVs made between June 2015 and May 2018. Toyota says a defect in some of the engine wiring could start a fire. The company will send notices to all affected drivers later this month, and they will fix that problem for free. Apple has recalled some of its iPhone 8 devices. The company says there's a manufacturing defect involving the phone's logic board, which causes them to freeze or turn off. In some cases, the phones won't even turn back on at all. The recall is only for iPhone 8 sold between September 2017 to March of this year. Apple says it will fix that problem free of charge. Lynette?
All right, Megan Knight, we'll start you out with a look outside this morning. We're looking at Bel Air, that sun rising around 6:40 this morning, and we're going to continue with the mix of sun and clouds as the day goes on. We will have some haze out there, a little bit of patchy fog in some spots this morning as well. In terms of the muggy meter, dew points are up. Look at these numbers in the 70s. We're going to do it all over again. So we're just pushing repeat as we go through the rest of today. The muggy meter is going to be on the high side of things, and the temperatures are going to be on the high side of things as well. These numbers already well above the average of 61 degrees now, coming in at 77 degrees in Annapolis. Highland Beach is at 78 degrees, and the Eastern Shore, more of the same. Easton's at 77, Trapp coming in at 77, and Oxford's at 79 degrees right now. So as we move into the afternoon, we will have the feeling of triple digits once again. So it's going to feel more like we're up to about 102, 103 as we move into the afternoon. Now, the tropical radar is still picking up on plenty of rain. Gordon at this point is a tropical depression. You can still see it spinning. And then you're going to combine all that rain with a cold front draped across the upper Midwest, and that's going to be bringing additional rainfall to them. As we go through time, we're going to continue to monitor Hurricane Florence. Right now, it's still out in the Atlantic, the open waters of the Atlantic. It is a Category 3 hurricane. That's a major hurricane. Yesterday at the 5 p.m. advisory, it actually bumped up to a Category 4. It's weakened a little since then, but still a major hurricane. It's moving to the northwest at 12 miles an hour, and you can see the spaghetti models and even the track takes it closer to the east coast. And as it does it, it's going to improve, meaning that it's going to get stronger as it moves over the warmer waters. So again, that's the fuel for tropical storms, hurricanes. As the uncertainty for Florence, you can see we will watch the coast because it could go anywhere up and down the coast. So that's where we're going to continue to watch, because at this point it's just too far away to tell where it will go. But not done yet. The tropics are very active, so we still do have this this area that we're watching, and this will become a depression in the next 2 days. There's the cold front that's going to move through, get closer to us. For today, we do have the potential for some strong to severe storms popping up as we head more towards the afternoon. Keep your eye to the sky. Now let's get a check of the traffic with Lauren.
Thank you, Lynette.